This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. Well, it looks like we have yet another horrible poll, as a little while ago, Quinnipiac University, one of the worst pollsters out there, they came out of complete nowhere to drop a new approval poll of President Trump, the Republican Party, and the Democrat Party. And well, according to them, they found that President Trump is yet again magically collapsing, as in the last couple of months, according to Quinnipiac, his approval has dropped 3 points, his disapproval has gone up a point, and as of now, his approval is negative 16. Not negative 1 or 2, which is what some pollsters found. No, according to Quinnipiac, Trump's approval is so bad that it's currently negative 16. Now, before we continue with today's video, guys, I need you to like and share this video right now. This is the best way to support the content. It helps the video out with the algorithm, so like and share the video. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button right now. Another great way to support the content. But enough of the promotional stuff. I really want to talk about this Quinnipiac poll and why I really believe that it is one of the worst pollsters out there, but it does demonstrate that the polling industry still has a major problem with horrible polling. Like, I'm not talking about being off by 1 or 2 points. No, I'm talking about there are some pollsters out there that are still off by 10, 15, upwards of 20 points every single time. But for whatever reason, the mainstream media and a lot of people, they take these same pollsters seriously every single year. Now, let's start with the Quinnipiac poll, because I don't get this. I don't get, just look at the top line, how anyone can say, yeah, this is perfectly normal. What? You're going to tell me with a straight face that Trump's approval right now is only at 38%. Really? Are we to the point now where Trump's approval is only 38%? Let's just look at every other pollster in the RCP average, and not a single one of them have him below 41%. And that's Yahoo News. And Yahoo News is way outside the average. They're outside the consensus. Everybody else has him at like 43% worst case scenario, 42%. But the majority have him at like 47, 48, 49%. And a couple pollsters, and the good ones, mind you, like Insider Advantage, like RMG Research, Trafalgar, Qantas Insights, Rasmussen, they have Trump at 49, 50, 51, 55%. Which I'm not saying Trump's at 55%, but the good pollsters right now, they have Trump at above 50%. Worst case scenario, Qantas Insights, it's 50-50 basically. So, yeah, the good pollsters right now, they're not finding this magical collapse that the pollsters have been saying for months now. Remember, this was supposed to happen back in April and May? Back in May, Trump's approval, according to every pollster, surged. But there were only 2 pollsters in the last couple of weeks that's demonstrating this magical collapse. Like, if this was back in April, fine. That makes sense. That's with the trade war stuff. But right now, you really think Trump is collapsing? Well, according to Atlas, Intel, and Quinnipiac, yeah, they're the only pollsters finding this magical collapse in the last couple of weeks. Everybody else is showing his numbers are going slightly up or staying the same. It is ridiculous that these same pollsters are pulling the same crap. And let's look more at this Quinnipiac poll, because the more you look at it, the more apparent it becomes that, okay, there's a massive problem here. Let's just look at the issues. Let's see how people think Trump is doing on certain issues like immigration and the economy, and look at that. According to Quinnipiac, Trump is hated on every single issue. Not just one issue, not just 2. No, immigration, everyone hates him on. The economy, deportations, trade. Wait, what? Okay, trade and the economy, maybe it's below water right now. But immigration and especially deportations? Huh? Does anyone really think that the vast majority of Americans hate Trump on every issue? No! In fact, we've had a bunch of polls in the last couple of days come out after the LA riots, which the LA riots, it should hurt Trump. Even though Rasmussen, a daily tracker, they're showing, no, Trump's approval is going up. But even then, okay, the recent polls from like RMG Research and like Insider Advantage, Trump's approval on the immigration and deportations is high. Everyone's saying, yeah, we want mass deportations. Yeah, we love the fact that he put the Marines into LA. Yeah, we love that stuff. But Quinnipiac is finding these bizarre results. And not just by a tiny bit. If this was like the economy minus 10 and immigration plus 2, it's a bit weird, but okay, whatever. No, they're just saying Trump is hated on every single issue, even deportations and the immigration. Really? And even the economy, the numbers are getting better. People are beginning to regain confidence in the economy. Inflation's going down. Yet, Quinnipiac is one of the only pollsters finding this crap. Well, actually, I'm wrong. The other pollsters finding crap like -16 with the economy, it's pollsters like CBS News and Marquette. They're the only ones, and even RNG Research, but even then they're -11. Everyone else is saying, yeah, Trump's below water on the economy, but not by 16 points. The consensus is roughly 5 to 8 points right now, and that was back in the middle of May, and we're getting better and better economic numbers. But Quinnipiac is just going to put out this -16. That's bullshit. This is insane. But even then with this poll, the funny part is, even though Trump is hated, according to Quinnipiac, which is insane, the same poll found the Democrats right now are on the collapse even further. As according to them, the Democrat Party right now has an approval rating of just 21%. It got even worse. It stayed the same, I guess, but their disapproval went up. So even the poll that had Trump collapsing, he is still far more popular than the Democrat Party is in a fairly Democrat pollster, and the Democrat Party's screwed. In this polls that Trump is somehow collapsing in, they're still getting crushed by 15, 20 points. Even the GOP, they're far better than the Democrats are right now. You see the problem here? Even though people are saying, oh, this is a terrible poll for Trump, it's even worse for Democrats. At least Trump is almost cracking 40%. Democrats are at 21%. Yeah, so even though it's a garbage poll, it's not good. We'll look at other stuff to prove it. Even the same poll that's fairly Democrat-leaning, that has Trump's approval magically collapsing, they have the Democrat Party hated by everybody. Which, again, I still think that kind of demonstrates that 2026 could be a decent year for the GOP, just for the simple fact that the average person hates the Democrat Party. They think they're insane. They have no clue what they're doing. They're out of touch. No one's going to vote for them, except the radical left. Outside of that, no one's going to vote for that party. They may not like the GOP, but more people like the Republican Party than the Democrat Party. So yeah, even this poll that had him down 20 points or whatever, at least it's not as bad as Democrats, which I find hilarious. I mean, seriously, you're below water by 50 points in Quinnipiac? That's not a good look for Democrats. But okay, you know, it looks bad for the Democrat Party. It looks horrible for them, but still, people are to say, oh, Quinnipiac still found Trump's approval below water by 20 points, which, yeah, they did. But the more you look at this poll, the more clear it becomes that somebody effed up this poll big time. Now, let's just start with who is saying they hate Trump. Okay, this is Quinnipiac's own numbers. According to them, only 1% of Democrats approve of Trump. That is bullshit. I don't care who you are. In no universe does only 1% of Democrats approve of Trump. Listen, it's not going to be 10% or whatever, but other pollsters are finding it to be like 5, 6, 7%, not 1%. Guys, I know the Democrat Party, they're a bit out of touch. I get that. But guys, there are still some Democrats that are registered Democrats but love Trump. It's only like 5 or 6% at most, but still it's not 1%. And look at the Republican Party. According to them, 14% of Republicans, they either don't like Trump or they don't have an opinion of him. What? Can anyone name a single thing that would make Republican voters regret their vote and disapprove of Trump? Can anyone name a single example? I can't think of anything. Maybe you could argue, well, people want more deportations, maybe, but would that warrant people saying they disapprove of Trump if they're a Republican? No. There is something wrong with this poll. It's as if they did not poll the average Republican. No, they just found the Joe Walshes of the world, the lunatic Republicans that might have been Republicans 15 years ago, but now they've gone off the deep end. They hate Orange Man. That's not the average Republican. The average Republican loves Trump. Now, not just kind of, they love him. But no, according to Quinnipiac, Trump's approval is collapsing and no Democrats like him whatsoever, and every single Democrat hates his guts, actually, which I know the vast majority do, but not 99.9%. That's insane. And you can look even further. Look at independents. Somehow independents are negative 19. Somehow. And 11% don't know? Wait, huh? You're telling me that 11% of independents, they don't have an opinion of Trump. So there's just something off with this poll. Does it feel like it? Because this seems kind of crazy. And look at women. Women hate Trump by 34 points. Bull. In no universe does this poll make any kind of sense. And it's just insane how they release this poll as is. He's hated on the economy, on immigration, on every single issue. Every issue, no one likes him. It's just bizarre. But then people begin to look more at this poll, look inside of it, and they realize something. Quinnipiac is back to their same games. Because again, like I was saying, back in 2024, Quinnipiac was slightly better. But is that because they were better or because everyone knew Trump was going to win? I don't know, but either way, Quinnipiac is pulling the same crap they have been pulling for years. Look at this. This is the party ID of this poll, which for those that don't know, back in 2024, according to CNN, it was an R+4 environment. And the independent vote was roughly 50-50. Trump got 46%, Harris got 49%. Either way, it was an R+4 environment. The Republican Party had more voters than Democrats did, as a part of party ID. But according to Quinnipiac, it's actually a D+2 sample, which means this electorate is 6 points more Democrat than it was back in 24. And on top of that, they're claiming that Republicans are making up only 26% of the vote. What? Republicans at 24 made up 35% of the vote. But according to them, it's actually going down by 9 points. Democrats, they went down a little bit, but by only 2 or 3 points. Republicans, though, they magically collapsed even further. Even though we have voter registration numbers out of Pennsylvania, North Carolina, New Mexico, all these states, and Republicans are surging. But Democrats are going down slightly, but Republicans collapsed? No, it should be Republicans are going up, and Democrats keep going down. Independents, meanwhile, they surged. If you include other, which is just insane, they are claiming that the American electorate is 45% independent or other or don't know. No, in 2024, it was 34% independent, not 45%. Again, what has caused this magical collapse for the GOP or Trump? What? No one can name a damn thing. It's as if this poll sucks. I'm not saying it's bad because that's Trump down by a couple points. I'm not saying that. If it was Trump negative 15, it came from Rasmussen or Big Data, yeah, that's a different story. But it's currently negative 16. And they're claiming he's gone down even further when nothing has changed. Not a damn thing has changed whatsoever. This poll sucks. And that's why I'm telling people, ignore it. It came for Quinnipiac. That alone should make people say, okay, this poll is garbage. Just ignore it. But now, it's clear. They were just full of crap here. This poll makes no sense. It's garbage. No one should take this seriously. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.